Hi, Shepherd's Pie, greetings from the Philippines. Welcome back to the channel, to the garden, but not for a coffee and chat. Why? Because I have no coffee. Or I do have coffee, but I have no way of heating it up. Because there is trouble in paradise. Disaster struck last night. We got back from a pleasant night out doing the quiz at Sideways. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, the heavens opened. I woke up to the crushing sound of rain. And my God, it was heavy. I have never known rain that heavy in my life. It felt like the roof was going to come through. The thunder was crashing down, there was lightning, and it rained. And we have quite a well-built house. So I wasn't worried about the roof coming in. But I was amazed that the power stayed on. But then the power went off. And then there was screams of terror from Kayla's room because the house was flooding. So yeah, great night. Really heavy rain. The house flooded. This morning we have no electricity and we have no water. Hence, I have no coffee to drink. So it's not great. These are going to be difficult times. How long it lasts for, God only knows. I made a little video last night in the early hours trying to show the extent of the damage that was being caused by the rain, the havoc that was being wreaked. But it's very dark. I will add it on in a minute, but you don't see a lot. The house flooding is not the roof. What it is, it's a strange thing. It's happened to us twice now. When the rain comes from a certain direction, the back door leaks and the rain comes under that and through the cracks. We've had some very heavy rain in the past and it hasn't happened then. So it's definitely the direction of the rain, but it happened last night. So Kayla and Ellen were mopping away with their mops and things, fighting the elements. We got the water out. As I say, I made a video, but it does not do justice to the power of the rain because, my God, it was heavy, it was hard. Which is interesting because a few people have asked in the comments recently and on the live chats, when does the rainy season come? And I said, I'm not sure. It may already come and gone, it may be coming soon, I don't know. We don't really have seasons in Dumaguete, stroke Pecong, or we don't seem to. But my God, we had it last night. That was heavy rain. So there you go. What I'll do now is I will give you an example of what the weather was like last night with the little video I made. You will not see a lot. I say the power was gone, so it's very dark. Just got the light from the phone, but you can see a bit of the flooding. You can't really see the extent of the weather last night, and the microphones didn't really pick up the volume. The interesting thing about it was, though, the electricity went off straight away, which wasn't a surprise because the rain was so heavy. I was amazed it stayed on. It didn't go off straight away, it went off about half an hour into it, but I was not surprised. But I thought, my God, this is going to be off for a few days now, maybe. But as soon as the rain stopped, power came back on. Thought, fantastic, Merry Christmas. This is good. But woke up this morning, about 8 o'clock, aircon and everything was off, the power had gone off again. But anyway, I will show you I'll add the video now and I will come back. Well, it's a fun night tonight. I have never, in all my years, known weather like this. The power's gone. The house is flooded. Ellen is... we are battling against the elements. Unbelievable, honestly, unbelievable. Ah! My God, this is bad. So there you go. As I say, you don't really see a lot from that. The litmus test will be now, I'm going to have to go down and survey the road. I have been putting off doing this because when we have had heavy rain before, the road has basically disintegrated and turned into a rockery full of 2 foot plus deep crevices, etc., and been a nightmare to drive. I know I've spoken about the road before, but it has improved slightly with the weather, and we used the back road anyway. But I say, I've never known rain like that. Not even in Thailand. I mean, that was really, really heavy rain for about an hour. It was like crashing down, the weight of it. It rains heavily here sometimes, but not as heavily as that. Anyway, let's check out the road. So let's have a look at the road. Well, this part does not look good. Wasn't particularly expecting it to. Sit under the main drag. Well, so far, not great, but not too bad. Rocky as hell. But I thought the rain was so heavy last night, it would not have surprised me if the whole road had washed away. It's all sandy. But that is not too bad. Clearly not bothering this guy. Look at the speed he's going. Yeah, this ain't too clever. But to be fair, I was expecting worse. And I'm not joking, that was so loud, that rain last night. It went on for about half an hour before we got up, realised it was flooding and the power had gone. So we have no water, we have no electricity, but on the plus side, the road seems to have bared up a lot better than I thought it would. I was expecting to come down here and the whole thing had been washed away with trenches a couple of feet deep. However, just up here is usually the worst part. No, it is surprisingly good actually. Sand will be a bit deep, but no, it's oh, this bit's gone. Yeah, I spoke too soon. This is not going to be pleasant to drive down. Wow, this is yeah, I feared this might happen. My God, look how deep this has gone. You don't want to go down there. See, it's washed away the sand. That's why I've said in previous videos how deep these sand pits are. Because usually that's just got like a bed of sand on it. It's probably safer now because you can't sink in this because you know it's coming. But no, I'm not going to be over dramatic. I am surprised how well the road has bared up, because I have seen it worse than this after a rainstorm. And last night was by far the worst rainstorm I have ever experienced. The old Cockwell farm over there, they're very quiet, the roosters. So there you go. All is not lost. It is not good, but it's not as bad. See, look down here, this bit here. So I'm talking about the sand being deep. It's you know, you're driving down there, he's just come up there, you're sinking very deep into the sand these days. But I've got used to driving it, to be honest, and we go the back route most of the time. But anyway, all is not lost. The road is considerably better than I thought it would be. Just hope the electricity comes back on soon. I was surprised last night because when the power went off, when it started raining really heavily, and it was heavy, the electricity went off, and I thought this could be off for hours. But the second the rain stopped, within a minute, the power came back on. So I thought, Merry Christmas. This is too good to be true. Then of course, a few hours later, went off again. I don't know why the delay. It might be that the rain has spread further up. Who knows? But I am quite confident, don't ask me why, that it will come back on in the not too distant future. I'm not convinced about the water though. I think this could be a few days, and that is going to cause problems. A hotel stay might be on the horizon, which is going to be an inconvenience, but a more expensive inconvenience this time because Kayla's here, so I guess that's 2 rooms. Anyway, it is what it is. More fun in the Philippines. So the road is not as bad as we feared, or I feared. The roosters are going to join us now, so I won't talk for too long. Yeah, the road is a pleasant surprise. That is actually drivable. I have seen it worse than that. Question is now, what does the future hold? Now, before people start, because there will be some, I was going to prefix it at the start of the video. I'm not complaining. I understand this is the Philippines. I understand that there are measures you can take, etc. Not so much with the water going down, but in terms of a generator, etc. I am just cataloguing my experiences here. You know, it was a heavy rain last night. The house flooded. We've lost power, and we have no water. I think that's reasonable to make a video, cataloguing these events, explaining people what they might expect when they come here. Not moaning. I'm just telling you what happened. We will embrace it. Trouble is, you don't quite know what the future holds, in the sense that when will the electricity come back on? It has been off the entire day now, so I'd like to think it's going to come back on soon, but you don't know. Strange that it came back on after the rain and then 6 hours later went off again, because presumably the damage the rainstorm had done would have been enough, got a bloody fly on there, would have been enough to, you know, if it survived the extent of the rain, why did it fall apart, you know, 6 hours later? Maybe they're doing maintenance work, I don't know. Hopefully that will come back on. The water, hadn't even thought about the water until Ellen said, I bet the water goes off. Because what seems to happen here is when you have incredibly heavy rain, well, it's happened twice before, you lose the water for a couple of days. They switch the water off in the area. I am told by Ellen the reason they do that is because, and I say I'm quoting Ellen, I am no expert on this, she may be right, she may be wrong. Surprise, surprise, she is wrong occasionally. Surprise, surprise, even I'm wrong occasionally, but very occasionally. The theory she seems to have is that all the water from the mountains comes down and all the mud and all that goes into the water tanks, you know, or the water refinery, wherever our water comes from, and they have to drain it all out, empty it, clean all the filters and things, etc., so that the water doesn't come through all brown and muddy, which is what it would do if they didn't do that. So whether that's right or not, I don't know. It makes sense. It sounds very plausible, but it's going to be a pain not having water. The one good thing that's on our side this time is we have a water tank, and in the past the water's gone off in the area and no one has told us, So we have carried on blissfully unaware, using up the water in our tank, and then finding out a couple of days later that the water's been out for 2 days, which is irritating, because if we knew that, we would conserve the water in the tank. But that's the Philippines for you. You know, you can say good morning to the neighbour, hello, you can have a chat. Ellen goes over there and talks. You think if the water was off, that would pop up in conversation, but invariably doesn't. But I'm hoping this time, the fact that it's gone off the same time as electricity, when the electricity comes back on, we'll still have a full tank of water and good water pressure for a couple of days. So hopefully we can conserve that. But it is what it is. This place is not paradise, fellas. It can be challenging at times, but we will embrace the challenges. We've been hanging on around all day thinking that the power might be coming back on. Had quite a late night last night, a bit too much to drink. So I've not had much energy today, and we slept in because the power was off, and because we've been up in the early hours, fighting the elements, trying to get the water out the house. So it's not been that much of a chore so far, just been sitting around being lazy. But now it's getting a bit boring, so we will head into town. I will probably go to Sideways and upload this video, work on my quiz questions, because I can't work on them here while I've got no internet. And Ellen will go and do some kid-friendly things with Kayla, get some ice cream, take advantage of the aircon in the shopping mall, and then fingers crossed, the power will come back on. And you never know, maybe the water will come back on, but I'm more hopeful of the power coming back on in the next few hours. If it doesn't, I think it's too late to book a hotel tonight, because there's no point booking a hotel, because you won't know if the power's going to come back on. Sod's law, you book the hotel and then the power comes back. So if we get back tonight at 8, 9 o'clock and the power's still off, I think it's going to be a rough night booking a hotel tomorrow. But hey, there's no point looking at the worst case scenario. Fingers crossed it will be back on. We will be pleasantly surprised by the water being back on, and all will be well again in the Speaking of Asia household. There you go. Anyway, that is the current state of affairs. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you did. But whether you do, whether you don't, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay safe, be lucky.